Hello Legion, my name is Spess or Simon and welcome to the Ludus for the first episode of Combat Labs. With Treyarch's implementation of the Pick 10 system, we are now faced with a lot of variety within our classes. We thought it would be a good idea to take the perks, attachments and wildcards and test them all out. This will help us all deciding what to run depending on our playstyle and the objective at hand. Today we're going to be having a look at the Fast Mags attachment. So the gun we're going to be using to test this out is the MTAR. It's one of the early unlocked assault rifles, and therefore we thought it would be a good judge for the basis of this test. So side by side now you should see the MTAR with the standard mags, and on your right the MTAR with the fast mags. Let's see how they work. Okay, so now we've seen that, let's have a look at the stats themselves. With the standard MTAR, with the standard mags, it takes about 3 seconds to reload that magazine. With the fast mags, it takes about 2 seconds, so you're saving a second in reload time there. It depends on the kind of playstyle you have, whether that's any good for you, but altogether the clip changed to there's about 3 seconds difference all in all, with all of the ammo being expended from the clip and all of the reloads in there as well. So whilst it doesn't seem like a big difference there in the middle of a gunfight, it could be the difference between life and death for your character. Okay, so if you're new to the COD series, you might not know about the sprint cancel reload function. So what that'll do is when you reload your item, as soon as you see your ammo is replenished, you sprint forward and then you cancel the rest of the reload moment and you're ready to fire all over again. So let's have a look at what the sprint reload can do to the standard magazines and to the fast magazines now. Okay, so as you can see, the fast mag still obviously finishes faster, but let's have a look at the actual times for these now. The sprint reload, the standard magazines take between 2¼ seconds to 2⅓ seconds to reload. Now when you compare that to the standard fast mags, that's only a bit slower, a fraction of a second slower than normal fast mags for that item. With the fast mags and a sprint reload, it takes just under 2 seconds. It's pretty much close to 1.75 seconds to reload on the sprint cancel. So you'll save yourself quite a bit of time if you always remember to use fast mags and a sprint reload cancel. You will pretty much get the shots on the target again before they can on you. Okay, so if you want to see the difference between the side by side of the standard magazine sprint cancel and the fast magazine standard, we'll check that out now for you. Okay, so from this we can see with the reload time, with the fast mags in general it's about 2 seconds, and with the standard mag sprint cancel it's between 2¼ to 2⅓ seconds. So if you always remember to sprint cancel, you might be better picking a different attachment, maybe quick draw, or if you have trouble with the iron sights, maybe a red dot sight. Okay, so as a conclusion for this, does it make much difference to have a fast mags on your attachment? Well, if you constantly sprint cancel your reloads, fast mags probably won't make much of a difference to you, and you may prefer spending your tokens elsewhere. With only 1/4 to 1/3 of a second difference with the sprint cancel, would it really make much of a difference to your play style? Would that fraction of a second really help you get that kill on that person? Do you play up in the opponent's faces, or do you sit back and a reload really wouldn't be that much of a big deal to you? If you did want to take the fast mags and constantly sprint cancel, if you could remember to do that, I know I don't, that would give you an amazing 1.75 second reload time on your gun, which is going to be ideal for any slayer, or if you constantly find yourself running headfirst into multiple enemies like a rusher, that would also be an amazing attachment to have for your gun. Using sprint cancel on fast mags would give you a 1.25 second head start against someone using standard mags and no sprint cancel. Sounds like a small advantage, but in fast-paced games like this, fast mags could save your life on multiple occasions and help your team get those flag caps. Okay, so overall, fast mags are a great item to have on your character, especially if you're usually running headfirst into your enemies. I'd always recommend fast mags to slayers, rushers, and people that don't feel comfortable relying on their secondary, should they have a pistol and their primary run dry. However, if you do feel comfortable using your secondary pistol, as they are quite good in this game, you may be better off having a different attachment, maybe a quick draw, a red dot sight, or spending the point elsewhere, like an extra perk or an extra grenade. Overall, I think fast mags are a very useful attachment to have. Obviously, whether you want to pick them or not depends on your playstyle. Cheers for watching, guys.